Could have gone away because it's a holiday weekend. It's a holiday weekend, so you might have gone away.
Okay. Can you back to your chair?
Good morning. Good morning.
Hello. Were you going to tour the exhibition?
Well, I've seen the show. You know.
Yeah.
I think it looks good.
Well, it's certainly a grand theme.
Genesis. How can you be Genesis, right? And the thing that you discover about it is interesting because you discover that compositionally, the most difficult thing about the picture is not the figures, it's a tree.
Why is that?
Right.
You have to find a place for it. And if you have a pattern of some kind, if you have no tree, then anything you do, you can turn it upside down, lay it down, whatever, you know. But a tree can only grow up. The only thing that saves Genesis is a serpent or a snake, because you can do anything you want with it. So wherever you feel there's some emptiness, put a snake in, and then find some empty place there, bring the snake there. You can put him anywhere.
Yeah.
So that saves you.
What do you think about the difference between figurative paintings and abstract paintings, and is there a difference at all?
When you work where you're not interrupted with an image, you're working completely free of the image. You can do anything at any time without stopping, without pausing to think of where it is, what you're doing. So a few years ago when I put the figures in, I knew I was making it difficult. And I wondered how I would be able to handle that difficulty.
But it's still about paint, mostly.
I try not to lose sight of it, but of course people think that I'm trying to be funny with figures, but I'm not.
Well,
I think they come more real to me. Something peculiar about artists. They have ups and downs. You climb, you're on a plateau, and for a while, whatever you do is just wonderful, or you think it is, and then you slide down. If you're a good artist, you're gonna go down. Then it's up to you, and pulling yourself up again is the most important part of your life. It's getting out of the bottom that you put everything into yourself. That's when you change yourself to be the artist that you will be. You always carry the memory of the bottom and fear of the bottom. And when you start going to the bottom, it's panic. There are people who can't stand the pain. What happens then is that they begin to develop some kind of technique to keep out of that hole. Once they do that, it's finished. They never go any further. They're done. want to do is get rid of the soil. I'm ready to paint, but I'm not going to, because I don't have the faintest idea what to do now. It's not in my head to do anything. I can't just go and move a brush around. I have to have a beginning. I don't want to just use model figures. I just want to have some reason. And the beginning is Adam and Eve, and a tree, and a serpent, and a garden, and that's enough, see? Except I packed in like the kind of biblical, and she said, don't use Adam and Eve and creation, just say you and me. And I like that very much. I almost got that, didn't I, Pat? Yeah. I could see just what I can do, and I could almost see the right thing to do. It wouldn't take much to get this started, eh? But you know, I did this all in a couple hours. The first 5 minutes is the best. After that, you're in trouble. What am I going to do with these paintings? I have to think of something that will give me a start. I don't like the size of the figures. It's the wrong size.
It's easy to cut them down.
I thought I could manage the size, and now I see.
They are much larger than you usually.
Yeah. And this, of course, is ridiculous. And that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
The painting at the end?
Yeah, I mean, it's just arrogance. Just arrogance, thinking anything I do is fine. Just arrogance. Actually, behind that red figure, towards the right, you can see a little yellow, you see it?
Yeah.
And that could be the head and the arm, much better than the figure in front. And there are even legs there, yeah, underneath the arm.
Yeah.
That figure could be much better than the red one. And with that idea, which I'll try to remember when I come to it, the whole painting can start. That's a start. And you can see I changed things. Maybe I can reach it. I can't reach it. Yeah, I can reach it. It sounds ridiculous to start a large painting, no plan, no sketch, no diagram, no composition. Nothing. You're looking at a blank canvas and you say, what'll I do? So you make a brush mark. You have to find the beginning. Now, I never intended to do anything like this. That's it. Yellow, red, black, white, they're useful tools, right? Paint is a useful thing. So you need those different colors in order to kind of chop away at each other. The influence of the French school of painting, Van Gogh and then the Impressionists, was very strong in New York in the 30s. So everybody talked about color and Matisse. If you're modern, you use color. Well, first of all, color is expensive, but then on the other hand, I don't really know whether I like those very colorful blues and yellows and oranges. I knew an older artist who once lived in Paris. One day I said to him, "Can you tell me something about color?" He says, "There's one thing I can tell you. Nobody understands color." I said, "Fine, that's just the way it is for me." And that was the end of that problem. Around 1958, 59, somewhere around there, I started the painting. It was 18 feet by about 9 or 10. And I'd never done a painting that big. And then I realized I didn't have the space to come back to see my painting. It was too close. I couldn't seem to get far enough away to see what I'm doing. Then my feeling about how I see a painting changed. I realized every time I do something, if I have to run back to take a look at it, it's impossible. I can't paint that. Instead of looking, I had to feel it. In order to feel it, to work with it, I had to carry that feeling. Well, a little more, a little more, a little more. It really made the biggest difference in my life as far as painting goes. Pat responds to something much more beautiful, much more rhythmic. I'm really not rhythmical or beautiful. I'm just like a different something. I fall. I keep from falling. I'm falling, but I keep from falling. That's me. Pat is just the most beautiful. Pat, who are these famous people?
From the museum.
They're people from the museum, yeah. The sporty guy, huh? Who is he? Looks like a collector.
I'm sure maybe.
I didn't meet Pat till after the war, 49.
48.
48.
I was studying with Bill de Kooning the summer before Milton returned from Paris, and Bill thought of Milton and as his best friend and his most interesting artist friend, the person he could talk with most. And he kept saying, "Wait till you meet Milton. You got to meet Milton." And that fall, when Milton got back from Paris, one day, I was in Bill's studio and Milton came, and we met.
But I could see Pat, you know, was special.